Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for one of the biggest showdowns in combat sports. Jake Paul, a YouTuber turned boxer, will face ex-UFC bad boy Nate Diaz in a fight between two of combat sports' most prominent personalities. This fight promises to be one for the ages, with both fighters known for their trash-talking and explosive styles. Who will be victorious? Please sit back, relax, and prepare for an adrenaline-fueled ride as we delve into all the details surrounding this highly anticipated matchup. According to officials, the fight will be contested at 185 pounds and will last 8 rounds with 10-ounce gloves. DAZN will distribute the pay-per-view event globally, and it's expected to draw millions of viewers worldwide. The event will be co-produced by Paul's Most Valuable Promotions and Diaz's Real Fight Inc. in a 50-50 split. Diaz will be promoting himself for the first time, fighting outside of the UFC for the first time in 15 years, and making his pro boxing debut. Diaz has competed in some of the most memorable UFC pay-per-view events, and Paul, despite his limited boxing experience, has established himself as a boxing draw. Over the last 18 months, the two fighters have traded insults on social media and in interviews. Diaz's and Paul's teams got into an altercation backstage at a boxing event headlined by Paul and UFC legend Anderson Silva in October. After defeating Silva, Paul challenged Diaz in his post-fight interview. Paul, who has a 6-1, 4 KO record, lost his first boxing match by split decision to Tommy Fury, the brother of heavyweight great Tyson Fury, in February. The Ohio native, who trains in Puerto Rico, is undefeated against MMA fighters such as Silva, Tyron Woodley, and Ben Askren, whom he knocked out. Paul has only been a professional since 2020, but he has already made a name for himself in the boxing world with his impressive knockout power and unconventional fighting style. My last fight did not go as planned, but the outcome was the best thing that could have happened to my professional boxing ambitions, Paul said in an interview. The world thinks I'm vulnerable now when I'm more focused than ever. My team wanted me to take the following easy fight like KSI, but I'm built differently. Nate Diaz is regarded as one of the greatest fighters ever, but he and his team have been talking for far too long. On the other hand, Diaz has a 21-13, 5 KO record and is known for his impressive grappling abilities and steel chin. Conor McGregor suffered his first UFC defeat at the hands of the Stockton, California native in 2016, and he has since headlined 10 UFC events. Diaz is a former sparring partner of top boxer Andre Ward and one of the most popular fighters in MMA history. Diaz, who usually fights at 155 pounds, will be fighting at 185 pounds for the first time in his career. Paul weighed as much as 191.5 pounds as a professional and weighed in at 183.6 pounds for his most recent fight against Fury. Despite his impressive MMA resume, Diaz is regarded as a less skilled boxer than Paul, who has exclusively trained in the sport for the past few years. Diaz's lack of boxing skills may be a disadvantage, but his toughness and durability should be considered. The fight has sparked much interest and is expected to make both fighters a lot of money. Although exact figures have not been disclosed, both fighters are expected to earn millions of dollars from the fight and other sponsorship deals. The fight's winner will undoubtedly have numerous options for their next move. A win over Diaz would cement Paul's position as one of the top draws in combat sports and potentially open up new opportunities to face high-profile opponents in the boxing world. Despite his defeat to Tommy Fury, Paul has established himself as a skilled and powerful fighter with an undefeated record against MMA fighters. His knockout victories over Tyron Woodley and Ben Askren were impressive, and he has demonstrated a willingness to take on complex challenges in the ring. If Paul can add a victory over Diaz to his resume, he may be in line for bigger fights. Rumors of potential wars with Canelo Alvarez and Conor McGregor have already circulated, and a victory over Diaz would only boost Paul's star power and bargaining power in negotiations. A win over Paul would boost Diaz and could lead to more lucrative opportunities in the boxing world. Diaz is a well-known MMA fighter known for his toughness and submission skills. However, he has never competed in a professional boxing match, and his ability to transition to the sport is being questioned. He is not, however, the type to back down from a challenge, and his expertise in high-pressure situations will be helpful. Diaz has been training hard for the fight despite his lack of boxing experience and has expressed confidence in his abilities. In a recent ESPN interview, he stated, "I'm not coming to this fight for a paycheck. I'm here to win and to show everyone what I'm capable of." Diaz has also been working with top boxing coaches to improve his technique and footwork, and he believes his MMA experience will help him in the ring. Fans and experts are arguing over who has the upper hand in the fight between Paul and Diaz, creating a stir in the combat sports community. Paul is the more athletic and younger fighter, with a more substantial right hand and a height, and he reaches an advantage over Diaz. On the other hand, Diaz is a wise veteran with a track record of success in high-pressure situations. He is also known for his toughness and ability to take punishment and keep fighting. The fight will ultimately determine who can impose their game plan on the other. If Paul can use his reach and power to keep Diaz at bay and avoid getting involved in a brawl, he may be able to pick him apart and win. However, if Diaz can get inside and land his trademark punches, he can pull off an upset and cement his place as a top boxer. Whatever the outcome, the Paul versus Diaz fight will undoubtedly be a must-see event for combat sports fans. For months, the two fighters have been exchanging barbs on social media, and there is a palpable sense of animosity between them. Both men have promised to put on a show for the fans and to give it their all in the ring, and there is no doubt that they'll do so. Regarding the financial implications of the fight, both Paul and Diaz are expected to earn large sums for their participation. Paul has become one of the most popular fighters in the world, with his fights routinely generating hundreds of thousands of pay-per-view purchases. On the other hand, Diaz has a devoted fan base and a track record of success in high-profile battles. While exact figures have not been disclosed, it is speculated that both fighters could earn up to $10 million for the fight, a portion of that coming from pay-per-view purchases and sponsorship deals. This would make it one of the highest-paying boxing fights in history and a significant financial windfall for both fighters. With both fighters being huge draws, the pay-per-view revenue for this fight is expected to be massive. Paul is regarded as one of boxing's biggest stars, and his popularity has grown significantly in recent years. His August 2021 fight against Tyron Woodley reportedly drew over 500,000 pay-per-view purchases. Diaz, likewise, is one of the most popular fighters in MMA history, with his 2016 fight against Conor McGregor reportedly generating over 1.3 million pay-per-view purchases. Both fighters are expected to earn a lot of money from this fight, with Paul reportedly getting a base salary of $2 million and Diaz getting at least $1 million. However, the final amount they earn will be determined by pay-per-view purchases and other revenue generated by the fight. But between the two, who has the edge? Paul is younger, bigger, and has more boxing ring experience. But Diaz is a true fighter who has repeatedly shown that he's not afraid of a challenge. Paul will most likely use his size and reach advantage to keep Diaz at bay while picking him apart with his boxing skills. On the other hand, Diaz will use his boxing and fighting skills to overwhelm Paul and put him under pressure. Finally, the fight between Paul and Diaz represents a clash of two very different personalities and fighting styles. It's a matchup that has piqued fans' interest worldwide and will surely be exciting. Thank you for joining us as we break down the upcoming fight between Jake Paul and Nate Diaz. What are your thoughts on this matchup? According to you, who do you think will win this fight? Please let us know in the comments section below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting combat sports content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.